Hey guys, this is Donny with Team Rynoke. I know I have been kind of lazy compared to John. I've only given you all one deck profile, and that was twice. But I figured I'd start bringing you all a couple others. I've got my Bujins here. The reason why I haven't done them yet is because I was waiting on the new support. I got it last week, and the deck did really well for me. I tried to do a deck profile for y'all last week, but my phone's stupid, and it wouldn't work. It kept cutting off because I kept running out of room. So I just had to wait until I get back on John's computer and do the deck profile. Plus, I'm the lazier of us. But Bujins, like I said, with the new support, the deck's doing crazy good for me. I got first place at our locals the first night Legacy of the Valiant came out. Next day we went to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Day and I got third place. Mermail and an Evil Swarm deck beat me out. And then the week before that, I got top 4 with them before the new support. But Bujin's just a really fun deck. I really like the control aspect of it, and this is what I've been working with. Naturally, you're going to run 3 Yamatos, boss monster of the deck. He basically, during the end phase of your turn, you get to search your deck and add any Bujin monster you want from your deck. So you can add another Yamato, you can add Mikazuchi, you can add any Bujin relics. And then if you do that, you have to discard a card from your hand. Or it's send one card, it's not discard. From your hand to the graveyard. Meaning you can add to hand a Crane and then pitch one of the relics if you have any of the graveyard monsters' effects in your hand, you can send to the grave. It really helps you set up your grave to protect him and any other Beast Warriors. And just searching out your deck every turn really thins it down. It's really helpful. Now, he's one of the Bujin Beast Warriors, and all of them have the same effect where you can only control one of each at a time. So you can't summon more than one Yamato. Or more than one Mikazuchi, more than one Arasuda. But I'm running 2 Mikazuchis. I really enjoy this guy. Usually, I like to search him with Tenki if I've already got my Yamato. I mean, if I have searched Yamato, I will, but having Yamato and Tenki in my opening hand is really helpful to me, because I always want to have one of him in hand. Whenever a Beast Warrior is destroyed, a Bujin Beast Warrior is destroyed, you can special summon Bujin Mikazuchi. His effect isn't once per turn, so say your Yamato gets destroyed, you can summon Mikazuchi. Say the Mikazuchi gets destroyed, you can summon a second Mikazuchi. It's just basically to help you keep your field live and keep your relics active. So if they do get around Yamato somehow, or you just don't feel like wasting one of your relics on Yamato for whatever reason, Mikazuchi's good to replace him real quick. He's got a little bit more attack. He's a 1900 as opposed to the 1800 of Yamato. But during the end phase, if a Bujin monster is sent from your hand to the graveyard that turn, you get to search out a Bujin spell or trap card to your hand. So Bujin Regalias, the Bujin Incarnation, which we'll get to here in a little bit, he basically searches out your spells and traps. Now, it is during the end phase, so you won't be able to set it, but it's still just good deck milling and a good way to get any big play cards you might need. Next up, we got the hand traps, really. The relics that activate a hand, which are all winged beasts. This one's Crane, and this is why most people hate this deck. It's essentially 3 Honests, plus actual Honests, so it gives the deck 4 Honests. But the difference is Crane's effect is during damage calculation, when a Bujin Beast Warrior monster you control is battling an opponent's monster, you pitch this to the graveyard, and then your Bujin's monster becomes double its original attack. So it doesn't gain the opponent's monster attack, but if you're battling with Mikazuchi, it becomes 38. Yamato becomes 36. Susanoo, 48, so on and so forth. But it's just real good battle protection, which is what you'll usually be searching with Yamato's effect. And the other thing about it is that it only happens during that damage calculation. So if they come at you with 2 big monsters, Crane's only going to be able to protect 1 for 1 battle. The only other Winged Beast relic I run is Peacock. I tried it at 2, and then I went back to 1 just because the second one didn't really seem all that live all that often. But during your main phase 2, if you haven't activated any cards other than Bujins, you get to send this card from your hand to the graveyard, and then you can add any Bujin card from your deck to your hand. So you can search out Yamato, you can search out Peacock, you can search out one of the Grave Relics, any Bujin monster you want to your hand. It's really good, especially when you're sitting on that field. Most of the time, you're just going to be setting stuff. Aside from Tenki and Duality, you really won't activate much. But that's why the 1's best, because 2 can get kind of cloggy. Got Honest, it's pretty self-explanatory. Pretty much a must in just about every light deck. And that with Crane, it just makes it to where your opponent's going to be real scared to attack that attack position Yamato. Right here, I've got 2 proxies, because my Veilers are in another deck, but these are 2 effect Veilers, which I wasn't running them originally, but after the second tournament, I decided that it really helps. It stops OTKs, it stops any kind of Fire Fist monsters, Queen Tiramisu, anything that doesn't really target. It helps against those. And then, after that, you got the Graveyard Relics. These are the first 2. These just came out in the newest pack. Bujin Hair. When it's in the graveyard, if during either player's turn, you can banish this card from the graveyard, remove it from play, and target 1 Bujin Beast Warrior monster you control. Once per turn, that monster cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So they'd have to kill it twice, pretty much. Similar to Noble Arms of Destiny for Noble Knights, except Bujin Hair you can chain. So if they go to Dark Hole, whenever they try to get rid of them with something that's not targeting, so Turtle can't destroy it, so Turtle can't protect it, Hair's your go-to. Between Hair and Turtle, you're going to have a lot of good defenses. So you want to fill up that grave as fast as you can. On the other side of that coin is here's Turtle. I only run 2 of them now since Hair's out. But Turtle is very similar to Hair. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Bujin monster you control. So not just the Beast Warriors, you can protect any of them. If you're running the field with a Quillin for whatever reason, you just banish this card whenever your monster is targeted by any card effect, and then it negates it. It doesn't destroy the card, but it's just good protection, and people will try to burn that off pretty quick. 2 other relics for Grave. Bujin Quillin. Whenever you control a Beast Warrior type Bujin monster, if you banish this card from your graveyard, once per turn, you get to destroy a face-up card on the field. So you can get rid of any spells or traps that are slowing you down. If there's some continuous ones out there, you can get rid of fields, you can get rid of monsters, is what you'll usually be hitting this with. But it's just good spot removal. And that's all for monsters. I run about 18 monsters, I think. Yeah, 18. Sorry, I haven't looked at this deck in about a week. And after that, I got my spells. Just like a lot of other decks in this format, 3 Tenkis is pretty much a must. You want to get that Yamato to your hand as soon as you can, and even if you've got Yamato out, you can use this to search Bear if you're running it. I'm not running Bear anymore, but Bear's still good removal. And then you can also use it to search that Mikazuchi you need, and that extra 100 attack's not really too bad whenever it turns your monsters into 1900 and 2000 attack monsters. Now, Bujin Carnation, I run 2 of it. I was running 1, and I haven't really tested it too much with 2. This is one of the changes I did after the tournaments last week. But I find myself, like, it's just a really good comeback. If your field gets cleared, you activate Bujin Carnation. You target a Bujin monster in your graveyard, and that's removed from play. And then you can special summon both. With Hair being able to be chained to anything, it makes it alive a lot more, which is why I'm trying out 2. And it's just a real easy exceed. Also, if you activate Bujin Carnation, you can only exceed summon Beast, Winged Beast, or Beast Warrior exceed monsters. So you can bring out Diamond Direwolf, you can bring out, well, any of the Bujins. Tiger King, you can go Tiger King if you want to search out that Tenki. But I'm really enjoying Bujin Carnation, thanks to Hair being able to banish itself so easily. For consistency, I got 3 dualities. Most Bujin decks run them. It's just, you don't really special summon that much in this deck. And it's really helpful to just thin out your deck and get to your Yamato faster, or your Crane, or anything really. I also run 1 Foolish Burial. I tried it without it for a little bit. I really enjoy Foolish Burial, especially turn 1, because you summon that Yamato, activate Foolish Burial to send a Hair to grave, and then in phase you send a Turtle to grave. So it gives you that extra bit of defense that you need right out the gate. I'm running 3 MSTs, because this format, without Heavy Storm, back row is a real big problem, and like I said, Tenki is extremely popular, and MST actually negates it. So MST is just good support. I pretty much in all my decks I run 3 MSTs. Then I've got 2 Forbidden Lances. It's basically to stop that bottomless or trap hole or any kind of destruction that could possibly kill Yamato on summon, to where the only real way they'll be able to stop it is with counter traps, similar to Solemn Warning or maybe even the Selection, which is becoming a pretty popular card. But that's all for spells. I run 14 spells right now, and then I've got 8 traps here. My trap lineup is 2 Vanity's Emptiness. In this deck, it's too good to main deck. I main deck this, and I highly recommend anyone who's playing Bujins to main deck it, because we can easily sit on our field for a while without having to send anything to our graveyard. Yamato's effect specifically states that the card goes to the hand and then it goes to the graveyard, so it won't destroy Emptiness during the end phase. And it's just another good MST target, and you can really disrupt a lot of plays with Emptiness. I just put this in last weekend after the tournaments. Bujin Regalia, the sword. It activate one of these effects. It's got 2 effects. You get to use one of them. You target a Bujin monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, or you can target one of your banished Bujins and then put it in your graveyard. So you get to reuse your turtle, your Quillin, your hare. You can add your crane or peacock back to hand, or you can add back Yamato. It really helps recycle some of your Bujins. I've tested it a little bit. I haven't really gone to a tournament with it, though, but I'm really enjoying it. Then you got just basic staple traps like Bottomless and Torrential and Solemn Warning. You know, just pretty basic stuff. But Bottomless is really good, especially against Harpies if they, like, swarm the field with Hysteric Sign or something.
Party.
Oh, yeah, not Sign, Hysteric Party. But, and Bottomless is just good. Destruction and removal. Solemn Warning stops summons, and Torrentials punishes overextending. My last 2 traps are Divine Wrath. Now, I'm usually a pretty big fan of Fiendish Chain and Veiler. That's usually what I go for. And I'm also really enjoying the new trap that just came out, Skill Prisoner. But Divine Wrath is best in this deck, because a lot of the times you're going to have relics in your hand that aren't even doing anything. And Divine Wrath lets you pitch those to the grave and negate a monster's effect. It destroys the monster. It stops any effects. You can Divine Wrath Veiler, Trigodia, Gores, anything that activates in the graveyard. Divine Wrath is just a really solid all-around trap. But that's my deck. It's 40 cards. Here's my extra deck, or this is what I was running. I might mix it up a little bit, but this is what I'm enjoying so far. Bujinte Susanwo, he's essentially one of our boss monsters. In the second tournament, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day tournament, I played against a Mermail guy last round. And he swarmed the field on me. He had out Megalo, all this stuff. So I summoned Susanoo and used Honest. Completely wrecked him. Susanoo, his effect where you can attack all of your opponent's monsters once. So, like, for example, the guy had out a Mermail Lind. I killed all 4 of his other monsters, then I killed Lind, and then I killed the next monster that came out. Susanoo is real good at clearing field and punishing overextending, especially if their monsters are in type mode. He takes 2 level 4 Bujin monsters, so you can use Yamato or Mikazuchi, or you can use any of the relics that are level 4, which all of them are. You usually probably don't use the Winged Beasts, but still an option if I've gotten down to that point where I had to. But his detach effect is once per turn you can detach a material from Susanoo, and then you get to either add a Bujin monster to your hand, so you can search out a Crane, a Peacock, Yamato, whatever you want to your hand. Or you can send one to grave. So if you're about to attack, you're afraid of Mirror Force, send a Bujin Hare to grave. Or send a Turtle if you're worried about something else. But it's just one of the more versatile exceeds we have. And it's usually, you're either going to go into him, or you're going to go into this guy, Kagetsuchi. Now, Kagetsuchi takes 2 level 4 Beast Warriors. So you have to use Yamato and Mikazuchi to make them. Unless you run Bear or something like that. But whenever he's Exceed summoned, you mill the top 5 cards from your deck. And for every Bujin monster you mill, he gains 100 attack. So he could be at 3,000 if you're really lucky. My mills are kind of bad with him. I usually hit 1 or 2 mills. Once I think I hit 2 hares and a crane. But the 2 hares really synced it for me. I mean, they were really the best mill I could have asked for. And then also, whenever a Bujin monster you control would be destroyed, he's like Maestroke. He'll protect it just by detaching material. So you can just summon Kagetsuchi in defense mode and sit on it. It's basically on a Maestroke, except it works and it makes the relics live. And just like the other two Bujins, Mikazuchi and Yamato, you can only control one of each. I only run one Kagetsuchi anyway, but you can't have more than one of either out. Then I also run the new one, Bujin Tsukuyomi. I've yet to actually go into it. The sole reason I run it is because I've had those duels where I open up with nothing but relics. And frankly, if it's late game anyway, and all you have is one card in your hand, it's like a turtle or something. Bujin Tsukuyomi's effect is once per turn you can detach a material, and then discard your entire hand. You have to discard at least one card, and if you do that, you get to draw 2 cards. And then, so basically, it's just a pretty good way to control your grave, or if your hand's pretty bad, you can pitch it to draw 2 new cards if you need it. And then this other effect, which I haven't even used yet, but when this card you controlled, while face up, leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can target level 4 Beast Warrior type Bujin monsters in your graveyard up to the number of materials this card had when it was sent to the graveyard. So if Tsukuyomi gets summoned and they torrential or something and it goes to the graveyard, then you get to special summon 2 Bujin monsters after. It's not the best Exceed, but it's a little situational, but I still like it. I still enjoy it. Other than that, I run 1 Starlight Paladynamo. Really good. Takes 2 level 4 lights. So does Tsukuyomi, by the way. Tsukuyomi takes 2 level 4 lights. But Paladynamo, if once per turn you can detach 2 materials from them and target an opponent's monster. That monster's attack becomes 0 and its effect is negated. So even if you don't get to run it over right then, its effect does not come back. It's not until the end of phase. And then also, when Paladynamo is destroyed, you get to draw a card. So it's one of the better options if you don't want to go into the Bujins. I also run 1 Constellar Omega. He takes 2 level 4 lights also. Once per turn during either player's turn, so it's a quick effect. You detach a material, and all Constellar monsters you control are unaffected by spells and traps. So if they got a back row that you're worried about, just summon Omega and you can just swing for free unless it's like a quick effect, unless it's a counter trap like Divine Wrath or something. But even then you wouldn't need to use it. But it's just good protection. I almost never go Omega, but it is still an option. I run 1 Tiger King. He takes 2 level 4 Beast Warriors. Tiger King, I'm sure y'all have seen enough in my other builds. But whenever it succeeds summon, you get to set a formation. And then that's basically just to get a 10 key. If you need to search out Yamato, Mikazuchi, it's just to help thin out your deck more. His other effect, where if he's sent to the graveyard and you can send 3 face-up formations, special summon 2 Fire Fists from your deck, will never happen in this deck. It might if you run 2 Barriers or 2 Gorillas or something, but it will never happen in my build. Then I've just got basically generic rank 4 Exceeds here. I've got Evil Swarm Exciting Knight. Pretty good solid card. It's light though. I'm actually really wishing it was dark, because every time I could have used it, they had Light Imprisoning Mirror out, and that was the sole reason I would have used it. But it's still just real good. If your opponent's got the field up on you, it's real good to clear out their field. You can do it during either player's turn. The only catch is they have to control more cards in their hand and field than you do in your hand and field. Number 101 Silent Honor Arc. Once per turn, you can detach 2 materials from him. He takes 2 level 4s to take a special summon a monster in your opponent's side of the field that's in attack mode and attach it to this card's material. And also, he's got the Maze Stroke effect, but it only works on him. So if he would be destroyed, you can detach a material instead. So if you just want to sit on a number 101, you can. But most of the time, you're going to use it to steal their Draco or anything big they have. I've also got Abyss Dweller just to deal with Mermails, some Dark World cards, and out to some problems. Lavalval Chain for milling or setting up my draw. Gaga Cowboy for a cheap win. Diamond Direwolf, just because I can make him under Bujin Carnation and he's good spot removal. Then my last 2 I've got in here is Leviair and Armadas. Armadas is really just in case I'm afraid of hand traps or I want more secure attack direct or something. I just use a Veiler and one of my level 4s to use it. I rarely ever use it. I might summon him if I'm playing against a stall deck like Final Countdown or Exodia or something. And then the Leviair I solely put in here because I got Exceed Encored last week and I couldn't do anything. Don't get me wrong, getting back my Mikazuchi and my Yamato was fine. I still played just fine with it. But Leviair is an option if that does happen, and because of so many of our cards we do banish, Leviair is pretty good to bring them back. But that's my Bujin deck profile, guys. I'm working on Ghost Tricks. Like I said, I haven't done anything good with them, so I don't feel right doing the deck profile. I'm also working on Mermail still, and then I'm going to do Wind-Ups again. I'm going to rebuild them. But just expect a few more deck profiles. It might take me a little bit longer because I don't have a lot of those decks up and running the way I want them to. But me and John are about to go to the Battle City tournament. Yeah, it's where you can win an Ojama mat, Ojama token, stuff like that. We both really want the mat, so wish us luck. Although you probably won't see this until after the tournament. But we might do a little update if one of us wins it. Otherwise, we'll just sit here in our salt. But this is Donny of Team Rynoke, and I'm out.